Okay, very good morning to everyone present here. I'm really happy to invite you for yet another book review session this Sunday. Okay, so today the book that we are going to discuss is An Attempt to Clean the Dirt of India, written by Miss Yashoda. Well, to review this book, we have a very well-known reviewer today. Okay, a reviewer who is one among us. Okay, our reviewer for today is Mr. Madan Mohan. Mr. Madan Mohan is a Hindi translator and Ministry of Defense expert in translation of official and business correspondence from Hindi to English and vice versa. Sir is also a voracious reader of English books, magazines, and newspaper. Sir also, is a spoken English coach in Madan's spoken English group in WhatsApp and Facebook since 2017. More than all those things, I'm really happy to say that Sir is one among us. Is a very, enthusiastic attender of our book club meeting every Sunday. He is a person who comes before me and who goes after me actually. So I'm really happy to have Sir as a reviewer today. And to add more, spices to this meeting, we also have the author of the book among us, Miss Yashoda ma'am over here. I also welcome her for this, session. So to invite our author and to invite our resource person, I invite Joyce.
யசோதா நேத்து வந்து யசோதா அக்கா நம்பர் வந்து ஒலிசட்டை வாங்கினேன். ஆக்சுவலி வேற ஏதோ யசோதா நினைச்சிட்டு இருந்தேன். பேர் யசோதா நேம் கேட்கும் போது சைக்காச்சு எங்க கேள்விப்பட்ட நேம் மாதிரி இருக்கேன். ஒலிசர் வந்து ரோட்ரியோடைய பாஸ் கவர்னர்னால நானும் யசோதாக்காவும் ரோட்ராக்டர் நிறைய ப்ராஜெக்ட்ஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கிறோம். நான் செலாமஸ்ல பண்ணும்போது ரோட்ராக்டர் பிஆர்ஓவா இருந்தேன். அப்போ யசோதாக்கா வந்து ஆகாஷ்ன்னு சொல்லிட்டு பிரைவேட் கிளப்போட பிரசிடென்டா இருந்தாங்க. ஸோ நாங்கள் செலாமஸ் ரோட்ராக்டும் பிரைவேட் கிளப் ஆகாஷும் டைப் பண்ணி நிறைய லேக்ஸ் கணக்கில் ப்ராஜெக்ட்ஸ் தான் நிறைய பண்ணியிருக்கிறோம். ஸோ அப்போ வந்து நாங்கள் பயங்கர க்ளோஸ் அக்கா மேரேஜுக்குலாம் கூட நான் போயிருக்கிறேன். அப்போ எனக்கு யசோதான் பேர் கேட்கும் போது இவங்களாதான் இருப்பாங்களான்னு சொல்லிட்டு ரொம்ப சந்தேகமா இருந்தது. அப்புறம் கால் பண்ணி நான் ரொம்ப ஃபார்மலா ஹலோ நான் ஜாய்ஸி சென்னை புக் கிளப்ல இருந்து பேசுறேன் அப்படின்னு. அக்கா வந்து ஏன் ஜாய்ஸி தானே எதுக்கு இவ்வளவு ஃபார்ம்ல நம்ம கிட்ட பேசுறான்னு சொல்லுங்க ஜாய்ஸி. நான் சொன்ன ஜாய்ஸியை வச்சுதான் அவங்க பேசுறாங்கன்னு நினைச்சு நான் கண்டினியூ பண்ற ஃபார்மலாவே உங்கள்கிட்ட இன்வைட் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கிறேன். அப்புறம் பாயிண்ட்டுக்கு அப்போதான் எனக்கு வாய்ஸும் அந்த நேமும் ரொம்ப சிங்காய். நானே கேட்டேன் நீங்க வந்து ஆகாஷ் ரோட்டாட் பிரசிடென்ட் யசோதா தானு. அவங்க ஆமாமா நான் ஃபர்ஸ்டே உன்னை கண்டுபிடிச்சிட்டேன், நீ தான் ரொம்ப ஃபார்முலா பேச வேற ஏதோ ஜாய்ஸே நான் கன்ஃபியூஸ் ஆயிட்டேன் அப்படின்னாங்க. அதுக்கப்புறம் தான் தெரிஞ்சிச்சு. அது ரொம்ப ஹாப்பியா இருந்தது. ஓகே ஃபைன். ரொம்ப கல்யாணத்துக்கு அப்புறம் இப்போ 2 குழந்தை பிறந்துருச்சு. இன்னைக்குதான் அதுக்கப்புறம் அக்காவை இங்க அவங்க குழந்தைய இங்கதான் பாக்குறேன், அக்காவும் இங்கதான் பாக்குறேன். ஸோ ஐ எம் வெரி ஹாப்பி இன் இன்ட்ரோடியூசிங் யசோதா அக்கா. Yashoda, she is a professional Rotarian and trainer with 14 years of experience in IT and training industry. She is the founder and director of FSI Training Services Private Limited. She has trained 15,000 people on various domains. She has a certification in Post and Postco certified, IELTS masterclass trainer, NLP licensed practitioner, Hindi Pandit. Yashoda, she is the founder of Association of Indian Post Consultants. She had trained 60 trainers as post facilitator across India. She do post and POXO end-to-end implementation across India. She is a post consultant at NGOs Rain India Foundation, Project Badan and First Heart Foundations Network. She is a recipient of Industry Youth Icon Award by Vijaya Hospital and Young Women Entrepreneur Award from NFED in the year 2021. She is the author of the book An Attempt to Clean the Dirt of India. This book, it is here. And she has clients Handit, SAE India, Food Hub Private Limited, Naveen's Housing Private Limited, Delphi TVS, Gordage Manufacturing Company, Radar Ventures, Ultramarine Pigments, GPS Renewables, Petronac Engineering, and Imagnum Healthcare. She has conducted programs in post-training and implementation, POSCO training and implementation, team bonding activities, business communication, and spoken Hindi. Now I would like to invite Madan sir to review the Yashoda Akka's book on Attempt to Clean the Dirt of India.
At the outset, I would be failing utterly if I don't remember our spearhead, Sri Olivannan sir, who is conspicuous by his absence also. Certain personalities, they are so great, so multifaceted, so gregarious, so grateful to us that even in their absence we remember them, we can see their face. Just you think about that person, you will see that person's face. So such a great person, Olivannan sir, who is not here today. Maybe he is busy with some special endeavor. So I thank Joycey, Prem, Kriba, and all of you who have come here to make this program. I am really glad and happy that I am going to review the book, which was written in a record time of 45 days by our great author, Yashodai Damodaran, who is undoubtedly a multifaceted personality, a gregarious person, and a person of repute. So the topic which she has chosen is the status of women in current society. This question is pretty complicated and intricate to answer. I have to go to that sacred Bible to talk about that. There is a garden of Eden, which was created by God Almighty. God had instructed everyone. I mean, only two people were there, and other kinds of creatures were living there. So man basically, man means women also come on, I mean, into account. Whenever you say mankind means, don't imagine that man. Women also are in that. So God said, don't go near that particular tree. Even if you go near that tree, don't consume the fruit of that tree. But man by nature is inquisitive. He will do what you are saying not to do. So it is quite obvious he ate that fruit, and resultant factor is he became knowledgeable. He knew the difference between good and bad, evil and good. So God never forgave man. He said, you are out of my garden. After that, all these things started happening. What? Two people were there. So who was the stronger out of that? Man, by virtue of his physical strength. So he started subjugating women from then onwards. So record it. So this was the first instance where man started subjugating or enslaving women. So the book which is written by our author, it clearly indicates and highlights many incidents where women were subjected to many kinds of ill treatment, sexual harassment, and mental disturbance. Mental disturbance is also a kind of disturbance. Don't think that sexual harassment only is something to be taken serious. Mental disturbance also. So in this book, she has brought out several incidents, I mean, real life experiences of many people. Many hardly open their mouth to express their discomforts, bitter feelings, or bitter incidents in their lives. But madam had such a gregarious nature and convincing nature that she was able to bring out their feelings to the open. And she has brought all of those incidents in this book in 14 parts, right, madam? 14 parts, yeah. But don't think that only 14 parts are the kind of, bitter things which is happening. There are many incidents which has, never unfolded, uncovered. So only 14 which she has mentioned here, I would like to, highlight it to you. So first of all, she has thanked those who had helped her in, making this book. Three people, namely Mr. Ramu Vedaraman, Mr. Shaktivel Subramanian, and Mr. Arun Vetrivel, who had been instrumental in making this book possible within the record time of 45 days. And also she has thanked Mrs. Hema Manu Anand and Mr. Murali Sundaram for supporting her to have this title. This is a kind of audacious daredevilry. See, in order to, keep this as title, it requires utmost bravery. You are really brave, madam. And you should thank Mr. Murali Sundaram and Hema Manu Anand for being totally supportive to you in continuously, have the feeling of this having the same as your title. So what else should I say about this? The birth of this book. I think this is enough. In the present days, dear friends, we are all engrossed, addicted to this dreadful thing, mobile phone. So out of 24 hours, I believe that most of us are, glued to that for around 6 hours. I think you will all agree to that. So in this situation, being a reader itself is a difficult thing, but being a writer, it is really an impossible thing which has been made possible by our author, Madam Yashodai Damodaran. Madam, you are really a great person, because in this age of mobile phones, you have endeavored to write a book and enlighten all men and women about the most serious problem which is now evident, and you have brought out the solution in a lucid manner. Yeah. So first incident, let me stop invading into personal space. This was said by one of her friends who had faced this harassment. Generally what happens, people work in IT companies and other companies where they are provided with transport. So in one incident, the lady who has to go to office boards that bus, tempo traveler, not tempo traveler, but sumo. That day she gets sumo, Tata Sumo. One side, one male is seated and she is in the middle. Yes, this guy, mischievous guy. So another girl gets into the bus, and this fellow, he initially is behaving very decently. After a while, what happens, he pretends as if he has inadvertently leaned on her shoulder, but actually he purposely, deliberately does it. The bus driver is pretty busy driving the bus. All other 8 other passengers, they are busy with chit-chatting and in their own affairs. So this lady is suffering untold misery because of this fellow. But she is unable to speak out. But yet she emboldens herself and she says, look, this is the end of it. Hereafter behave properly. That way she cautions him, and after that also he doesn't stop with that. He does something else. He touches her inappropriately, and she gets flared up. She becomes indignant, and she doesn't abuse, but scolds him, and she is having a hard time for 1.5 hours journey, right? 1.5 hours journey, right, up to her workplace. Yeah. So this is one incident. So in share auto we commute. Konja talba. That's not intentional, because in the share auto he has to accommodate 6 people, then only he will get some profit. So it happens. It is not a sexual harassment. It in share autos you would have observed, if you have to go from Downton to what do you say, Vyasarpadi, you have to depend on share auto. There you have to travel like that. It is inevitable. So the second story, this is don't misuse your position. So there is one girl, Neha, a BA English honors student from University of Rajasthan, who loves to help society through NSS, and she joins an NGO. She is allocated a job along with a team of other members, and she faces sexual harassment there. You see, that team is consistent of 10 members. So the boss of the team gets to some other area in transfer, and she is going to get that position. So she is pretty much interested in securing that position as team manager. So the senior boss, what he does, under the pretext of giving her counsel means advice, he calls her repeatedly to the room, and he misbehaves with her. That is, touching her inappropriately or saying certain things sexually inclined, and sarcastic smile, all that. So this is a totally embarrassing situation for her, for Neha, who is a bubbly girl, enthusiastic girl, who has a lot of desire and love to serve the society. But what happens here? Despite her longing, despite her desire, despite her thoughts about helping the society, she is prevented by such unscrupulous elements, the team boss. But she is helpless. She is unable to do anything against that person. So finally what she does, she reports the matter, but she doesn't get any remedial measure or solution for her lingering problem. And finally she quits the job, right? So this is what happens in the current days. Many ladies, they are subject to such mental abuse, sexual abuse, and sexual harassment or sarcastic comments like you look hot, you look sexy, all that, and they leave the job, because if they complain, that doesn't secure the desired result. So the third story, it is about an incident in 1992. Rajasthan government, these Marwaris, I should not mention any caste or any, but perforce I am saying this, they will get their children married very young, 3-year-old, 2-year-old, 1-year-old. In this story, a 1-year-old baby is married to a, how many year old? Madam, 20, 25 or 30?
We don't have proper age of the boy.
Around 30, 1-year-old. This lady, she is appointed by Government of India as District Women Development Agency head. So she has to foresee everything, any wrongdoings happening there to the women. She has to spearhead and control it. So she goes along with the team and prevents that child marriage. But what happens, next day by 2 o'clock, 2 a.m., that marriage takes place. And she incurs the wrath of the village headman. So next day, she and her husband, they are in their field doing some odd job. At that time, she is gang raped by the 5 village headmen and his accomplices. Why I use the word accomplices means whenever somebody accompanies somebody in bad act, they are not your associates, they are accomplices, right? So this she reports to the police station. They conduct all the vaginal swab test, all that, and they find out the semen. They test the semen samples, everything. They say, no, you are telling a cock and bull story. We can't believe it. What your husband was doing when those men were doing that despicable act, that way they are dissuading her. Dissuading means discouraging. So finally, what happened? Some agencies like our Madam's Rotary Club and other women's protection agencies like POSH, POSH, Prevention of Sexual Harassment to Women Group, all they come out, raise their voice vociferously, and some kind of justice she gets. She gets some 25,000 as some monetary support, because her family jettisons her. Her brother says, you don't come to my house. If you come to my house, you and your husband, we are treated badly by our neighbors. So she faces the wrath of the whole village. So finally what happens, the Narasimha Rao government gives her some concessions in few areas and she becomes popular. Then finally they give 2 acre land to her. So this is what she got for all those, bad things happened to her. So this is the third story. So what is the moral of the story in that? See, in this world, you may have lofty plans, lofty thoughts. You have thoughts to, redeem the world, like Lord Jesus thought. But I don't think how long it would be possible. We all have that longing, we have the desire, but humans should have their own refinement of thought to bring about a real change in the society. So her name is Banwari, that lady. Then you see this mobile phone. You should not give your number to any Tom, Dick and Harry, sundry people, because you don't know their mentality, you don't know their true nature. They may be a dark horse. You know the meaning of dark horse? Some people will look gentlemanly, but they will be a dark horse. I remember one incident. I saw a movie, an English movie. That pilot, he had some 30,000 hours or something, they say, that experience. I do not know exactly what that conveys. He is an expert pilot. But in that movie, he will be misled by certain forces which prevent him from piloting the aircraft properly. Then finally, the real story emerges. What is it? That fellow, whenever he is, these pilots will not directly go to one place. They will be, having rest at a few places like London or Dubai or Frankfurt. They will be having some rest because that's an onerous task, flying aircraft, So that time he will harm the so-called prostitutes. He will tie them on the bed and he will poke them with sharp objects and kill them. This is what he was doing. It didn't come to light. So that was the story. Those forces will be revolving around the aircraft and throttle him to death. and it will be reported as heart attack. But in that movie, you will see the evil forces surrounding him. So he is a dark horse. So in society, human society, you are having several dark horses which you do not know. They will look like gentlemen, but they are not actually. So such dark horses, when you give the mobile number, they will misuse it. How are you? Hello, you look so nice. You look so, gregarious, all that, all adjectives available they will use. If you give the numbers, why on earth you are giving the number? You don't give. You just evaluate a person, come to a conclusion where the person is worth taking a number, then you give, right? So what happens in that first, that guy says, madam, hi. Then how are you? Happy birthday. Then finally, I like you very much. Then she says, who are you? She understands that that guy is from her own office. Then she says, who are you? You tell me. When you are so concerned about me, who are you? Then he says, no, I will not give, show my identity to you, because you will complain to the HR. And I like you very much. I like your smile, he says. She says, hey, I am a married lady, I have a kid. He says, I too am married, I have kids, right? But yet I want, இந்த தமிழ்ல சொல்லுவாங்க ஜொல்லு விடுறதுன்னு, அது நிறைய பேருக்கு பிடிக்கும். ஜொல்லு விடுறது, லேடிஸ் கிட்ட கதை அடிக்கணும்னா ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும். அதுக்கு தான் ஜொல்லு விடுறதுன்னு. அந்த ஜொல்லு விடுறது தான் இங்க பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க இந்த மொபைல்ல. ஸோ வாட் மேடம் சஜஸ்ட் இஸ், that's what she is trying to say. Don't give your mobile number to any, stranger or acquaintance. Acquaintance-na friend கிடையாது. அவரா தெரியுங்க, அந்த முனையில அந்த பழக்கடை வச்சிருக்காரு, அவர் தெரிஞ்சவர், அவர் ஃப்ரெண்டு கிடையாது. அவங்களுக்கெல்லாம் போய் நம்ம நம்பர் கொடுக்கலாமா? கொடுக்கக்கூடாது. ஸோ she says that don't give your number to people without proper evaluation. That person could be a dark horse. So beautifully said, madam. See, these things doesn't occur to our mind. Don't misuse the photos available in social media. So this lady Maha, she is having 15 years experience in the education industry. She is a good teacher, I believe. So one day she receives a call from a stranger. I am ready to date with you. She is dumbfounded. She is shocked. What is this nonsense? Some stranger is saying, I want to date with you. Then subsequently she receives around 25 calls. I want to date with you. You are so nice. You are so, sexy, so beautiful. All that. That is from Locanto site. Locanto site is a site, a dating site. Somebody has given this lady's photo to that Locanto site with her mobile number. That's why she is receiving a whole lot of calls disturbing her mentally. That's why we say, don't, put your photos in Facebook or any other social media which could be misused, right? So she has, through Maha, the teacher, she has given this message that you should not, just like that, I went to Kashmir. I am in what is that? In ECR, one famous, now the Ice Kingdom. All that, you don't require, you don't need to publicize what you are doing. God has given you certain things you enjoy and feel happy. Don't advertise, don't publicize. You are not a big shot, right? That will land you in problem. That's what precisely madam has said. Madam, beautiful. Then the next one, this is same Facebook account. Facebook Messenger you have, Facebook Messenger. In that you can send messages. One person says, how are you? This lady says, yes, I'm well. May I know who it is? No, no, I'm scared to reveal my identity. I cannot. You don't know me, but I know you. That way, this stranger is saying. Then what he says, my friend likes you very much. She is, he is so attracted towards you that even in his dreams, he is taking your name. He is always remembering you. And he is, infatuated by your thoughts. She says, I am married. And I have a kid. Why that your friend should think about me? No, he is also a married man. That stranger says. See how you are getting into unwanted problems by being so, open in Facebook and other agencies. People try to be, gregarious. That's why former chief minister, late Jayalalitha, used to say, don't be too gregarious. You preserve your nature. You preserve your own standard of living. You preserve your quality. You preserve your status, everything. Don't, in the name of being gregarious and social, don't be like this. She told whom, the Lakshmi, the next actor, she was her friend. These two are Brahmins. So she told her, the மாதிரி எல்லாம் இருக்காது நீ, என்ன அந்த மாதிரி நீ அப்படி நினைக்காத. So they two were not on good terms. Lakshmi, actress. Yeah. So see, what is he is always blabbering about you. So why should he blabber about me? Who is that person? You are the center of attraction for all. See what all they are saying. Just because you are, showcasing yourself in the social media, people take you for granted, take you for a ride. So madam is suggesting, don't publicize yourself too much. If you are beautiful, okay, be happy. If you are wealthy, be content. Don't show I am going in Audi car, I am going in this car. Next day, the income tax people will be at your door. Don't do that. கடவுள் கொடுக்குறாரா, சாப்பிட்டுக்கிட்டு அமைதியா இருக்கும். I used to tell my wife, அமைதியா இரு, பந்தா காட்டாத. So see, all this nonsense. Is it Rahul Nair? No, I cannot say. Rahul Nair once misbehaved with this lady in the taxi. No, not Rahul Nair. Then who it is? No, I won't say. I can't say. Anyway, be careful hereafter. This is what that stranger says. And he says, now you can block my message in Messenger. So with this it ends. So that's why we say we don't need to be so, social or something. It will land us in problems. Intricate, inextricable problems. Inextricable na or adula irundhu neenga meela mudiyadhu. Madam, excellent madam. So treat your friend's daughter as your own daughter. See, this happens. This is the most important thing for everyone. Certain things many people would have experienced, they cannot say it in the open or obvious familial reasons. Yeah. Okay, what is this? One girl finished her degree and she got placed in an MNC in Bangalore. So with great difficulty she cleared that exam. Interviews, 3-4 interviews will be there. In all these international companies, unless and until you are sound at English, they won't absorb you. You may have 95% marks, they won't accept. Even the accent they are particular about. I said accent. Accept, I said. Accept nu sonna avladhaan. Po, you are rejected. Accept சொல்லணும். I'll nu சொல்லணும். I will na போச்சு. போ, கிடையாது. I will சொல்லக்கூடாதான். I'll do it. அந்த மாதிரி. So she somehow, by her talent, her proficiency over English, she got the job in Bangalore. So her parents, மா பாத்துமா அங்கெல்லாம் வந்து ரொம்ப மோசமான இடம், ஜாக்கிரதையா இருக்கணும், all that. Be careful, boys will be there, don't go with them, all the parents, everything. And there they are having in Bangalore one Mr. Ravi and Geeta. This girl, when she was 7 years old, they were living in Assam, so they got acquainted with this Ravi and Geeta. So now she is madam 21, yeah, 22 she got the job, and it is known that they are living in Bangalore. So the parents say, in the weekends you go to Ravi uncle's house and you can have a little I mean relaxation. So what she does, she resides in a PG. All these working girls, boys, they stay in PG in Bangalore. Even here people stay. So there, weekend, what she does, she goes to Ravi uncle's house. There initially he speaks very nicely in a gentle manner, like a father figure. He is expressing profound love, affection, everything. Then when they go to the terrace, his devil mind, it takes root. He behaves in an odd, embarrassing manner to her. She lifts her up, as he used to do when she was 7-year-old. Then she says, uncle, don't do that. I am now 22 years old. You cannot do this to me. Then he said, okay, sorry. They come down. Then she understood that he is having some wicked plans. But she is not revealing that to Geeta, that lady. Then she has food, everything there, and about to leave, this man says, I will drop you in the bus stand. From there you can go. She was unable to say, no, I will go alone. I will take care of myself. She agrees to his words. That time he says, hold my waist, otherwise you will fall. So this is a kind of, sexual harassment. Then she is not happy with that guy. He takes her to a secluded spot and tries to misbehave with her. In fact, rape her. Then she says, uncle, this is the end of it. And she raises her voice. Then he says, sorry. And he takes her to the bus stand and leaves her there. There too, he is trying some dirty things. But she, under the pretext of calling someone and other activities like looking here, looking there, she avoids him. And finally, by God's grace, she gets a bus. He boards the bus and reaches her place. And she heaves a sigh of relief. She is relieved. But she never said this to either her parents nor anyone. So this is one of the story. Beautifully said, madam. We can picturize. Then this one, you see, this is a boy who harassed his own sister. This is the most despisable thing. Most despisable. On what faith you will leave, your daughter at home believing someone. This is the most despisable, resentable thing. This girl, she was 15-year-old. Her name is Lakshmi. And she was brought up by her parents in a traditional manner. ஆம்பளை பசங்கிட்டெல்லாம் ரொம்ப வச்சுக்குதாம்மா, இதுவாயிடும், போவாத, like this. Her mother, this Rishi, her cousin, நம்ம வந்து கசின் பிரதர் ஒண்ணுவோம், அப்படியெல்லாம் இங்கிலீஷ்ல கிடையாது, கசின் தான். He is my cousin, she is my cousin. கசின் பிரதர்லாம் நம்ம உருவாக்குனது. லைக் ஐ ட்ரை மை லெவல் பெஸ்ட்னுவாங்க, அப்படி இங்கிலீஷ்ல கிடையாது. ஐ வில் ட்ரை மை பெஸ்ட். ஸோ அந்த கசின் இருக்கானே, that cousin, what he does, this girl gets ready to go to that Vadabalni temple, Murugan temple. At that time, she is 15 years old. So she is doing makeup. Somebody touches her inappropriately. She is shocked and she looks back, she finds Rishi behind. The same boy he used to play with her in younger days, he was doing some sexual act. I do not want to elaborate. So she said, nonsense, get away. So she was 15 years old then. Then she tells her mother, hereafter, whenever Rishi is here, you also should be there. I don't want to be alone with him. Mother asks, what's the matter? No, அதெல்லாம் நான் சொல்ல முடியாது, விடு, இனிமே நீ வெளியே போறதா இருந்தா நான் உன் கூட வரேன். That's how she says. So that Rishi is none other than her father's brother's son. So if she tells about this to her father, the relationship will spoil. அவருக்கு இருக்கிறதே ஒரு அண்ணன் போல இருக்குது, அவரை விட்டா வேற வழி இல்லை இவருக்கு, சொன்னா அப்புறம் பகை வந்துரும்னு சொல்லல. So that's how it goes. When she was 22 years old and she is in college, that time also she is subject to sexual harassment by that Rishi, and this time she is little more vociferous. She tells him, mind your business, don't do all this despicable act. Then he says, what you will do, what can you do? That way he is audaciously speaking. Then finally what happens, he tries one more sexual act. That you can read the book and find out. I cannot tell it in open. Sorry madam, I can't say that. Then time passes. This Rishi gets married to a beautiful girl. He is a dark horse. He is a handsome guy but a dark horse. Okay, so dark horse na என்னன்னு உங்களுக்கு தெரிஞ்சிருக்கும். ஒருத்தன் பார்த்தா ஏதோ மாதிரி இருப்பான், ஆனா ரொம்ப நல்லவனா இருப்பான். ஒருத்தன் பார்த்தா நல்லா அப்படியே ஸ்டைலா கார்ல எல்லாம் அப்படி இப்படி வருவான், ஆனா அவனோட நேச்சர் என்னன்னு நமக்கு தெரியாது, அவன் டார்க் ஹார்ஸா இருப்பான். இந்த ரிஷி, she married a beautiful girl, like an angel, and he has a daughter. So now Lakshmi is happy that at least he is having a daughter. Now he will know the pain of rearing a daughter. So this is how she convinces herself despite being subject to such serious sexual harassment. So this is one story. This is how many ladies convince themselves in every household, including mine. So the guru misbehaved with student. This is the 9th story, madam. Madam, every story you have brought it alive by your writing fashion. Next one, guru misbehaved with the student. Ranjana, she says she is good at studies, she is studious, so she wants to do PhD. எல்லாருக்கும் PhD na சாதாரணம் கிடையாது. There was one guy, Dr. Arogya Sami in our street. I used to be number 1 in qualified in my street for around 21 years. MA, B.Ed, MPhil, PGDT. Not that I was studious in studies, I was a useless guy. People started ridiculing me. So I took it as a resolve that I will be 10 times more than them. So I burnt the midnight oil virtually. And within 7 years, from the age of 17 to 26, I achieved what they could not achieve in so many years studying in elite schools. So that Arogya Sami, PhD, and my neighbor's son-in-law, PhD, that fellow. So அவன் மாத்திரம் PhD வச்சிருக்கானே, எனக்கு ஒரு இது, நம்மளும் ஒன்று பண்ணுவோம் சொல்லிட்டு நானும் PhD, I applied everything. Then finally that instructor, she said, मदन मेरे घर में कुछ कंस्ट्रक्शन वर्क हो रहा है, थोड़ा आपको ये करना पड़ेगा. Construction work is going on, little you have to. Then my madam, she suggested another 5 years we have to marry off our daughter. 5 lakh rupee is a big amount. What you are going to do with PhD? We put a doctor like Arogya Sami. What for? When you die, that doctor will go along with you, she said. She is my teacher. I love her. So I dropped the idea by spending 50,000 rupees. So So what happened? This lady, Ranjana, wanted to do doctorate. So one professor, hard taskmaster, he is a sadist. He never liked ladies prospering. If a lady is doing well, உடனே வயிற்று வலிக்கும் அவருக்கு. என்னடா இது, எனக்கு அந்த அம்மா மேலே வந்தா எனக்கு வயிற்று வலியே வந்தது கிடையாது. அது நான் வந்து இப்போ டிரான்ஸ்லேட்டர் தான். அந்த அம்மா 3 பதவி என்னை விட மேலே. ஆனால் அது மாதிரி நான் நினச்சதும் கிடையாது. அந்த அம்மாவுக்கு அந்த ஃபீலிங் வந்து நான் கோவம் வந்தால் திட்டுவேன். I will fire her even in road. But she is very adjustable. I love her. She is going to become AVP shortly. ஆனாலும் அந்த ஒரு நான் திட்டினா கூட, that's why I am really fortunate to have her with me. Really, God is grateful to me. அப்போ இந்த அம்மா வந்து PhD பண்ணும். அந்த ப்ரொஃபஸர் எப்படி 3 வருஷத்துல PhD-யா விட்டுருவேனா நானு? He deliberately delayed her getting that PhD. He will tell several flaws. இது சரியில்லை, எடுத்துப்போம், அந்த வேலை செய் போ, அது பண்ணு, எடுபடி வேலை, errands, running errands for him. எடுபடி வேலைக்கு இங்கிலீஷ்ல என்னன்னா ரன்னிங் errands. தமிழ் மாதிரியே தான் ஆங்கிலமும். ஆங்கிலம் ஒன்றும் பெரிய இது கிடையாது. அது வந்து ஒரு 700 வருஷம்தான் இருக்கும். அது எவ்வளவோ மொழியை சேர்ந்தது தான் ஆங்கிலம். ஆங்கிலம் தெரிஞ்சனால நம்ம பெரிய சூப்பர் ஸ்டார்லாம் கிடையாது. சொல்லப்போனால் தமிழ் தெரிஞ்சா நம்ம பெருமையா இருக்கலாம். தமிழ் ரொம்ப பழமையானது. ஸோ இந்த இது சரியில்லை, அது சரியில்லை. That fellow used to torture her. Finally, what she did, she complained. This professor is, dissuading, discouraging, despiriting. Then what happens? The authorities could not take action against him because அதை நான் சொல்ல முடியாது. சொல்லலாமா? சொல்லக்கூடாது. அது he belongs to a particular caste. நீங்க அதை சொன்னீங்கன்னா எங்க ஜாதிக்கு அகைன்ஸ்டா பண்றாங்கன்னு அவர் ஆரம்பிச்சிருவார். அது இதுல இருக்கு, புக்ல படிச்சுக்குங்க. ஆமா, அதை நான் ஓப்பனா சொல்ல முடியாது. பீயிங் ஃப்ரம் இந்த கம்யூனிட்டி, அதனால அவர் வந்து அவரை பகைச்சிக்க முடியாது. அவர் வந்து பொலிட்டிக்கல்லாம் இது வச்சிருக்காரு, அவரை நீங்க ஆட்ட கூட முடியாது. ஸோ ஃபைனலி தட் மேன் இஸ் த்ரோன் அவுட். நோ, ஹீ கோஸ் ஆன் ஹையர் ஜாப். Then another professor comes. Then Ranjana completes her PhD after 8 years. 8 years ஒரு PhD பண்றதுக்கு 8 வருஷம் அவங்களுக்கு எடுபடி பண்ணும். ஆமா, எடுபடி எல்லாம் பண்ணி அதை ஒரு அதுல வேற அந்த PhD, some people they will, இவங்க எழுதின புக்கு, அவங்க எழுதின புக்கு, இவங்க எழுதின புக்கெல்லாம் எடுத்து வச்சு அதுக்கு ஒரு பேர் கூட இருக்கு. என்னங்க அது பேர்? அது வாட் இஸ் தட்? பிளேஜியரிசம். பிளேஜியரிசம்னா மதன் எழுதினது, யசோதா மேடம் எழுதினது எல்லாத்தையும் மிக்ஸ் பண்ணி எழுதி ஒரு வாங்கிடுவான். இதை வச்சுக்கிட்டு இவன் வந்து ஊர் ஃபுல்லா நான் டாக்டர்னு வந்து பெருமை காட்டுவான். அதுக்கு பேரு பிளேஜியரிசம். புரிஞ்சுட்டா? So this is what. So finally she is able to get that PhD. But how much mental torture she suffered because of that male chauvinism. எப்படி ஒரு பொம்பளை வந்து இப்படி மேல வரலாம்? தட்ஸ் வாட் இந்த இது படிச்சா தெரியும் இந்த ஸ்டோரியில. மேடம் அதுதானே அவனுக்கு பிடிக்காது, லேடிஸ் மேல வந்தா பிடிக்காது. We all feel proud about our former late Prime Minister Indira Gandhi because she was an iron lady. Even a male appreciates her. Am I right?
Even Dr. J.J. Lindner.
Yes. Once Simi Grewal asked her, Madam, you hardly speak to people. Are you touch me not? Then Madam said, you look, in my life I have faced several, pinpricks, difficult situations, painful situations, which I cannot reveal to you. And I know the mentality of men. Even former Chief Minister, in whose name the present Chennai Central Railway Station is named, he was, having a jaundiced view about her. He will come home where, அந்த ரூம்ல யாரா இருக்கா, இந்த ரூம்ல யாரா இருக்காங்க, that fellow will go and watch. I will not tell the name, you assume. Then finally said, you act with anybody, I don't bother. That's how she acted with Jaishankar, another guy Ravichandran, Muthuraman afterwards. So he was trying to subjugate her. We all know him as Dharma, next to Karna, but he was having this weakness. I didn't tell the name, so don't say that I said the name. ஆமா, சொல்லிட்டாங்கன்னு சொல்லக்கூடாது. See, she was very talented. She was not only 10th standard. That in this, இப்போ சொல்றேன். Simi Garwal said, Simi Garwal பாருங்க, Simi Garwal ன்றவங்க ஒரு, she is a top actress. She said, your studies in Church Park Convent has made you so strong that you are able to communicate with people of different status, different nature, and you are able to do well. She said, who said? Who said? Who are you to say that? Do you know about me? Whenever I used to act in a movie, after the shot, I will take my book. I will be I will be reading. இந்த நேரத்தில் லக்ஷ்மி வந்துட்டு ஊர்கதை பேசிட்டு சுத்துவா. லக்ஷ்மி, அவளுக்கு இப்ப 70 வயசு இருக்கும் லக்ஷ்மி. ஆனா இவங்க போக மாட்டாங்க. இவங்க அப்படியே உட்கார்ந்துட்டு அப்படியே படிச்சுக்கிட்டே இருப்பாங்க. மேடம் ஷார்ட் ரெடி, ஷார்ட் ரெடி, கம்மண்ணா அப்படின்வாங்க. ஷார்ட்டுல முடிஞ்ச உடனே இங்க வந்து இங்க புக்கை படிப்பாங்க. I have used to be a voracious reader. By virtue of that, I have become proficient. Don't give the credit to that school. பள்ளிக்கூடத்துல படிக்கிறதுனால ஒருத்தர் பெரிய ஆள் ஆக முடியாது. அவங்கவுங்களுக்கா வளரணுன்ற எண்ணம் வேணும். வளர்றதுக்கு உண்டான வாய்ப்பு எங்க இருக்குன்னு தேடுற மனசு இருக்கணும். அது எங்க வேணா இருக்கலாம். இப்ப நான் பேசுறேன், இவர் பேசும்போது இந்த ஆக்சென்ட் இப்படி இருக்கு, இதுதான் கரெக்டா இருக்குமோன்னு அனலைஸ் பண்ணும். இவர் இந்த வார்த்தையை சொன்னாரு, இந்த வார்த்தைக்கு என்ன மீனிங், அதை ஸ்டடி பண்ணணும். ஸோ படிப்புன்றது ஸ்கூல் வச்சு கிடையாது, அவங்கவுங்க முயற்சியில தான். ஸோ நெக்ஸ்ட், ஸோ ஷி சக்சஸ்ஃபுல்லி கம்ப்ளீட்ஸ் PhD. Then next one, 10th story. Another 3 stories are there. In the name of superstition. So some elderly people have these superstitions. ஏமா நீ இப்படி பண்ணுமா, இப்படி பண்ணனா கரெக்டா அது இதுவாயிடும், பெரிய இது மாதிரி. இவனுக்கு ஏதாவது தோன்றது இவன் பண்றான், அது எதுக்கு? பூனை குறுக்க போச்சுன்னா போவாத. ஒய் யூனோ, ஒய் தட் பூனை குறுக்க போனா போகக்கூடாது யூனோ, ஒய் பூனை குறுக்க போனா ஏதாவது இது ஆயிடுமா? பூனை முடி இருக்குல்ல, அது வந்து ரொம்ப டேஞ்சரஸ், கேன்சர் கூட வரும். அந்த காத்துல பறந்து நம்ம மூச்சு இது பண்ணும்போது உள்ள போயிடும். அது உள்ள போச்சுன்னா கேன்சர் ஆயிடும் ரொம்ப நாள் லாங் ரன்ல. அதுக்கு தான் பூனை குறுக்க போனா போகக்கூடாதுன்னு சொல்றது. பூனை குறுக்க போறதுனால ஒன்றும் பெரிய இது ஆக போறது இல்லை. அந்த முடி உள்ள போகக்கூடாதுன்னு சொன்னா யாராவது கேட்பாங்களா? அதையெல்லாம் நான் மூக்க மூடி பேணுவாங்க, வாயை மூடி பேணுவாங்க. ஸோ பீப்புள் வில் சே செவரல் ரீசன்ஸ். அதுக்கு சொன்னது தான் அது. இப்போ இந்த திஸ் ஸ்டோரி, ஹார்மிங் கேர்ள்ஸ் இன் த நேம் ஆஃப் சூப்பர்ஸ்டிஷன்ல, ஒன் கேர்ள் Gayatri, she's a HR professional looking for a job change. So she joins a startup. Startup means in Bangalore you will find several startups. I don't know whether it is in Madras. Is it there? Okay, startup means that they are having a lofty venture with lofty thoughts that they will develop it to high level. So they will have a lot of ambitions. So what happens there? The MD, he calls her to her cabin by baiting her that he will award her promotions, and he misbehaves with her, and he says, you see, my second wife, I married her because I felt that by marrying her I will attain prosperity, and now I have been told that marrying a Brahmin girl will gain me more wealth. And in fact, not only marrying, if not marry, at least if I have sexual intercourse with a Brahmin girl, I will gain more wealth. So indirectly what he is saying is, you have intercourse with me. So what she does, she cannot, அந்த என்ன சொல்லுவாங்க, அவங்க அம்மா அப்பா ஃபர்ஸ்டே சொல்லிட்டாங்க, அந்த ஸ்டார்ட் அப் எல்லாம் போவாதம்மா, அதெல்லாம் நம்ப முடியாது, சரி இருக்காது. She goes, she cannot tell her parents to, tongue tied. அப்புறம் என்ன ஆகுது, she quits her job. வெளியே போய் சொல்ல முடியுமா? She quits her job. Yes, she quits her job. So நிறைய இது, she has brought out many things like that. Then that's number 11 story. Padma, one Tamil girl from Madurai. This happened in the year 2006. All students attended the interview and they are selected for a job in Chennai. So MNC company in Chennai. So they get the paying guest accommodation, and she is with the team. What the team does, in the name of acquainting them with American English, US English, they will do some nonsense. US English இப்படி இருக்கும் அப்படி இருக்கும் சொல்லுவாங்க. இங்கிலீஷ்ல பல இங்கிலீஷ் இருக்கான். US இங்கிலீஷ் வந்து இந்த ஸ்லாங்ல தான் பேசணும் அப்படி சொல்லி, in that guys, you know, they speak nonsense. What they say first, the lady, you know, the trainers, trainees, gen trainee will ask some question to lady trainees, lady trainees will ask some question to gen trainees. Like that they have this setup. So the male trainees, they will misuse that. And this guy, the trainee, is from educated from London. Trainer educated from London. He says, in London we used to have a free life, we used to have a lot of fun. All this nonsense he speaks, which is not proper for that forum, because it is an embarrassment for ladies. You know, he talks saying that in America all that they do, so you should get used to that situations. That's why I am bringing those things here. So he says like that, hot seat. And first question, you see, do you have a boyfriend? இதெல்லாம் தேவையா? பாய் ஃப்ரெண்டு இல்லைன்னா கூட ஒன்று உருவாக்குறதுக்கு இவங்களே சொல்லி கொடுக்குறாங்க. நெக்ஸ்ட் என்னது, ஹவு டு யூ வாண்ட் யுவர் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் நைட் டு பி? இந்த கொஸ்டின் எல்லாம் இந்த மாதிரி கொஸ்டின். தென் மேல் கிட்ட கேட்குறாங்க, வித் ஹூம் யூ வாண்ட் டு டேட், ஏஞ்சலா ஜூலி ஆர் பிரிட்னி ஸ்பியர்ஸ்? த பாய்ஸ், அவங்களுக்கே எந்த மாதிரி சான்ஸ் கிடைச்சா சும்மா இருப்பாங்களா? ஐ டோன்ட் வாண்ட் போத் ஆஃப் தெம், தே ஆர் பிச்சஸ், இப்படி சொல்றாங்க. இந்த நான்சென்ஸ் எல்லாம் கேட்கறது ஒரு இன்டர்வியூ அது. தென் வாட் ஹேப்பன்ஸ், next day there is the female trainee's birthday. That day also these guys misbehave. So what happens, she tells her father about what is misgivings happening in the MNC. Then the training manager comes to know about all these mishappenings, and he throws that fellow out. And but at some cost only, these girls are achieving all this freedom from such troublemakers. See, they face the wrath. The male will they complain, அவங்களுக்கு அது ஜாலி, அவன் கம்ப்ளைண்ட் பண்ண மாட்டான், அவனுக்கு அது ஒரு சான்ஸ். ஃபார் ஃபீமேல் தே ஆர் சென்சிட்டிவ், யூனோ, கரெக்ட் தானே? they cannot tell out இந்த நான்சென்ஸ் எல்லாம். இப்போ கூட நடக்குதுன்னு நினைக்கிறேன் ஐடி கம்பெனி, தெரியாது. நம்பர் 12 ஸ்டோரி, அபி. அபி இஸ் ஃப்ரம் Rotary. Hostile environment can create a very bad working environment. அதில் அபி வந்து ஃப்ரம் Rotary. She is working in airlines in Trichy. She joined as a sales executive. By virtue of her hard work, she becomes sales manager. So one Raman, 60-year-old man, retires. He is a gentleman, Nallal. Our pon apra one Rocky, arrogant fellow, is enna word varum adukku, womanizer. correct word அதுதான். He will try to misbehave with women in various ways. First of all, he did not like her becoming a manager. அவனுக்கு ஒரு ego. Next, he wanted to exploit her. So there is a conference in Hyderabad and all representatives come there. Since our heroine Abhi dana avanga peru Abhi had done a very good business. All the travel consultants, everyone praised her. Madam, excellent. So many tickets we have sold. Then she is presented with an award. Rocky doesn't like it. He is jealous. He is envious. Night by 10:30 he calls to her. You come to my room. I have a serious discussion. She knows that he is having some malified intention. Malified na ketta ennam. She won't go. If you don't come, I will come there, he says. But somehow she manages to escape from his clutches. And he escapes from his bad plans. Okay. So she reports this matter. But that is not taken seriously because the company name will tarnish. Therefore, they don't take any serious action against him. And finally, they, due to compulsions, they throw him out. Right, madam?
He replicates in her work. So
Amma. He is having illegal affair with one staff, Sheila. Sheila tells Mala is her friend. Whatever report Abhi makes, you do certain mistakes in that, so that her name is shown in a poor light. So that matter comes to light later. After investigation, they find out that Sheila is in illegal connection with that Rocky, the boss. Then finally, Mala also resigns from the post. Then she is breathing fresh lease of life. Right, madam? So this is what I said. Story 13. Wrong intention behind traditional day. Radha is pursuing UG degree. Generally, you see, this students will be, sent to several companies for internship. So she reaches one company. That company is making parts. So she is very enthusiastic. So she interacts with the head of the department, everyone there, and she is in their good books. Aha, இந்த பொண்ணு நல்லா இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங்கா பண்ணுது, நல்லா இது இருக்கு. Then the manager says, hey, நீ வந்து பார்த்தா நல்லா அழகா இருக்க, நாளைக்கு நீ புடவை கட்டி வரணும். Saree, you have to wear saree and drape yourself in saree and come. But she is not comfortable with that. With her mother's support, she drapes the saree and she comes to the office. That time what he says, you look hot and sexy. Is it a word to be said to a girl directly? It is not to be said in private. It causes her embarrassment. So she complains to the college authorities. So this company, this guy did like this. Then the college people say that hereafter we won't send our wards means students to your company. This is how they avoid, but they cannot close that company. They have a strong influence background. Last story. This one, last but not the least. Do you think girls alone are subject to sexual harassment? No, men also. When I was an adolescent boy, I saw a movie. That time everybody, adolescent means that time I will not be a saint. So I saw a movie in which 3 girls from a distant land, they exploit a man who comes to that land. So 3 will sexually torture that male. So that where he will report that movie. I don't remember that movie. I saw some 35 years back. I was a young guy that time. So here, misuse of Posh Act by women against men. So here, one Arvind and his brother Sham, they are threatened by a lady that they have misbehaved, and these fellows are running from pillar to post to solve this problem, but they are unable to. Finally, when they do the investigation, they find out that that lady had done some mistake in her work, official work. So in order to escape from that, she wanted to get back her identity. So she was looking for a scapegoat. யார் தள்ள எதனா கட்டி விட்டுட்டு அப்படியே தப்பிக்கலான்னு. ஸோ இந்த அரவிந்த் சாம் தான் மாட்டினாங்க. ஸோ she showed them as wrongdoers and tried to escape from her irreparable mistake. But finally, when everything truth comes to light, she says, sorry, because of this only I did this, you forgive me. So Arvind and Sham, they are exonerated. Exonerated na ஒருத்தர் மேல பழி போட்டு இல்ல இல்ல அவங்க நல்லவங்க தான் சொல்றது. Exonerated. எல்லா இதுக்கும் இங்கிலீஷ்ல வார்த்தை இருக்கு, நம்ம ஆராய்ச்சி பண்ணா கிடைக்கும். So this is the final story. So what I would like to say is, by her book, she has attempted to clean the dirt of India. Dirt, since time immemorial, this dirt has been lingering in this society, which is inevitable. Can anyone say that in the past things were very smooth? Then two problems were there. Now two problem is evident, and it will be there in future also. It is for us to avoid it through our prudence, through our presence of mind, through our intelligence, and escape scot-free. No, I should not use the word scot-free. We should scrap through. Scot-free means doing a mistake and escaping. We should scrap through. We should escape from all such ills in the society. Especially women should be wary. Wary means cautious. Otherwise, their life will become hell. Thank you, madam, for the beautiful book, which is a great attempt, which is creditable. All ladies, gents, everyone, I feel, would wholeheartedly, profoundly, wholesomely appreciate you for your appreciable endeavor. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Our evergreen star member of Chennai Book Club. You done a very beautiful review. And யாருக்காச்சும் ஆத்தரோட சேர்ந்து ரிவ்யூ பண்ற சான்ஸ் கிடைக்கும். And நம்ம ஆத்தர் இருக்கவும் we request our author to share a few words about the book. Then we'll go to discussion.
First of all, I'd like to thank Mr. Madan sir for beautifully reviewing the book. பிரேம் சொல்லிட்டு இருந்தாரு, எமரால்ட் பப்ளிஷர்ஸ்லேருந்தே நம்ம வந்து புக்கை ரிவ்யூ பண்ண மாட்டோம். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஒலிவரன் சார் புக்கு தான் ரிவ்யூ பண்ணியிருக்கோம். ஆஃப்டர் தட் இட்ஸ் யுவர் புக் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு. டெஃபினெட்லி இட்ஸ் அ கிரேட் பிளஷர் அண்ட் இட்ஸ் அ கிரேட் ஆனர் சார். தேங்க்யூ வெரி மச் ஃபார் டூயிங் ஸோ. And as you really said, Olivaran sir inga irundha, it would have been really great. In fact, he was the person who gave. He's watching live. Thanks, Oli sir, for watching this live. In fact, you were the first person who gave me a training opportunity. 2019 la, when I quit my job and I wanted to do a full-time training. So Olivaran sir gave me the first opportunity. We traveled together to a nearby school in Vellore and we did our first training. So thanks a lot for giving me that opportunity and giving me that stage. That time I never knew that I'll write a book. Though I'm a BA English literature student and books are very close to my heart, and I wanted to write a book. But then once I started into Posh, I was like, whenever I went to training, everybody were like, "Nanga idha poi eppadi ma'am solradhu? How can we tell this outside?" Okay, this is still a taboo. Sexual harassment pati pesnunale people are like, how can we talk about this? What will people think about us? So I wanted to break that barrier. இங்க இருக்க 14 ஸ்டோரிஸ் வந்து வெறும் புக்குக்காக எழுதின கதை கிடையாது. இட்ஸ் அ ரியல் இன்சிடென்ட் that's happened to people who are still living amidst us. So அந்த மாதிரி ஸ்டோரிஸை வந்து so now I tell very openly that இந்த 14 பேரு they can tell their stories to the entire world, then why can't you, right? And sir சொன்ன மாதிரி girls வந்து cautious-ஆ இருக்கணும், we should not do certain things அப்படின்னு சொன்னாரு. But then I don't go with that. So we should have our freedom, right? Everybody has rights to have their freedom, and it's in the eyes of the beholder. ஓகே, ஏன் இதே அவங்க அக்கா இல்ல அம்மா வந்து இந்த மாதிரி பிஹேவ் பண்ணா, இந்த மாதிரி சாட் பண்ணா, will they respond, will they take it? Definitely not, right? So then why only we should be limited? So that's my thought. But then we can take certain precautions and draw certain limits. So that's what is in our hand. Beyond all that, if we are aware what to do, when to do, and how to do, definitely we can take right action in the right time. That's what I would say. And thanks to all the others who have read this book, and who are thanks to all of you for being here for this review. It's definitely my pleasure to have all of you here. And so open to the forum for any questions or any sharings.
Any questions? I have a question, ma'am.
Yes.
In one topic you had, you just. And thanks for your book, To Clean the Dirt. Okay, in my personal life, I would come across, it was more about men who is harassing the women and all those things. Do you think so that it is only the patriarchal society? Here we speak about the patriarchy. Okay.
Yes.
Do you think so the society is bounded only with the men, or it is a patriarchal dominance?
It has been so for ages, but now it's a world wherein even women are shining in lots of the fields. As you rightly pointed out during our review, you were talking about Dr. Jayalalitha, late Jayalalitha. So she had shown to the world how a women chief minister, what a difference can she bring out to the society, right? So likewise, there are lots of women who are shining in their own field, and even here we have lots of women who have come here to attend this club, right? So definitely society is changing, and it's not only male dominated society, it's now changing to be equally well balanced society, I would say, because lots of companies, they want to achieve balance between men and women employees. They want 50-50 percentage to be the workforce. So that these are all the changes that are coming in. So definitely soon it will be a better society to live in.
Okay. And yes, I would quote a word: people are different, but they're not difficult. Okay. When the story was about a PhD scholar who is not allowing another girl to complete her research on time.
It was the dean who, I mean, the
In the
PhD
story.
guide didn't allow.
Yeah. The guide didn't
Scholar,
allow.
it's guide. Yeah.
Okay. So, in my personal life, many men have motivated me.
True.
Okay.
True.
And when that came, even that incident happened to me also, I chose a guide who was a female,
Mhm.
and I was pulled down by her. In that way, I lost my job due to her. Okay. And I'm traveling on other journey. ஒரு காலேஜ் இல்லைன்னா 1000 காலேஜ் இருக்கு சென்னையில. ஒரு கைடு
True.
இல்லைன்னா 1000 கைடு இருக்காங்க. So அந்த மாதிரி சுச்சுவேஷன்ல why we have to bound? As sir said that, so 50,000 has gone. I don't want doctorate. Is that going to
True.
come?
True.
So
True.
knowledge is within us. When we have the intention to learn and all those things, இவர் இல்லைன்னா இன்னொருத்தர் அப்படிங்கறத
Very true.
I request all the girls to come forward. Now what I find in this younger generation is they are so matured and
True.
they are keen about their target. If I want to do that, I want to do. No, they are not. They are so adjustable. I don't know how they behave in their family. When I see in my workplace, raise your volume. If someone is subjugating you, just if you feel, everyone know that even moon wise குழந்தைக்கு அது சரி தப்புன்னு
Tappan
தெரியும்.
theriyum. Yeah.
உனக்கு தப்புன்னு தெரியும்னா why do you accept? When
True.
I raise the volume, I will be the talk of the city or talk of the college, and I never mind that. Okay, in the college illana adutha college, I keep on moving.
Yes.
And I just spread the courageousness to all the young generation and my co-girls to
Great.
be bold.
Awesome. Thank you very much, ma'am. So, as you rightly pointed out, it's not only men who are doing such act. Even few women do this act. I mean, recently there was a news that from village. I don't remember the village name. Under POXO Act, she was arrested for abusing a 8 years old girl because the parents had some misunderstanding, some problems. So because of that, she abused her daughter. So this is really, the world is going. We just can't say, right? So, but the proportion, you see, it's always at the higher end when it's the female who is getting suffered. So I have also pointed out how men have also been suffered due to this issue. So I want to be neutral, and during all our trainings as well, we speak for both male and female employees. It's not only the female employees who are at risk, even the male employees are at risk. They have to be doubly cautious. One, they have to protect the women around them. Second, they have to protect themselves from being misused by this act, right? So that way, we just stress upon this point. And definitely awareness can bring a lot of changes in this world. And we are marching towards having harassment free India, or harassment free country by 2030. That's our mission. So we are working towards that. With the support of everybody, definitely we'll do so.
I wish you all
Thank
the
you.
best.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank
And
you.
do well, write more books. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Madam, one more point I had to add.
Yes, sir.
Shall I say that?
Yes, sir. Please.
Many parents, they do not educate children about the good touch and the bad touch.
Hmm.
When even at this age, when I show my profound love towards my daughter, my mind will never have any diversion. It will be the same. I mean, love which is having purity.
True.
Whereas this good touch and bad touch, um, children should not be exploited. I mean, by the name of bad touch. We should not expose children to outsiders whom we do not know much about whom. So this good touch and bad touch, one movie has been made during the year 2017, in which Kalki Koechlin is the actress.
Yeah.
That movie name is Ribbon. Both are working parents, and they send this daughter to school. The conductor of the bus every day sexually exploits that child who is 7 years old. And finally, that when the girl behaves in an odd manner, and the parents, especially Kalki Koechlin, finds out that the conductor is responsible for her mental torture, agony, and pain, she reports this to the school. But the school authorities do not take any action for the simple reason that the name of their school will be tarnished. So that movie, Ribbon,
Yes.
Hindi movie, is pretty evident on that topic.
True, sir. Very well pointed out. Education should start from home. So when my first daughter, she was 2.5 years old, ready to go to play school, we told her what is good touch and bad touch. And she's like very super cautious with neighbors around. She'll not go with them easily. Even if we tell, okay, this is our neighbor, this a person whom we know, even then she'll be very careful, because for her, a person should be at home. They should be with her for at least 2 to 3 hours. She should know them well, and then only she'll go along with them. So it is like for a child itself, if she has so much of maturity, people like us who are grown-ups, definitely we have that maturity. But the thing is, we don't tell that out. We don't have that confidence, or even if we have confidence enough to tell that out, at sometimes we'll be like, why should I go and tell this? What will happen if I go and tell this? Will it be taken in the right sense? Or will I be blamed for doing so? All those things would be there. And few stories that I have told here, it's my own story. I mean, some incident that has happened to me, and even I couldn't tell my parents about this because they've never spoken about good touch or bad touch to me. So I was like, how can I go and tell to them? What will they think? How will they take? So now, after this book, definitely they also know what has happened in my life. And yes, this is a great alarm for everybody that we should not keep things to ourselves for two reasons. Number one, we'll stop it from happening to us. Number two, we'll stop that person from doing this harm to anybody else in the world. So these are the two things that we mainly focus in this book. Yes, thank you very much.
Only two more questions.
Madam, thank you, ma'am. Book is a real life experience you have explained in this book.
Yes.
Here, one book is available in this room.
Mhm.
That 100 safety tips for women. So that book is an excellent book. I read
Lovely.
this. After reading this book, people are reading your book. Then they will come to know what is happening in and around the society. Okay.
Great.
Then targeting a woman is not that much very easy. But
Mhm.
targeting a man is very easy in this world. Simply they can say that fellow is having a relationship with this girl. That's all over. But whether it is true or not, nobody knows. But they will believe that that fellow might have done this. This is
Very
happening.
true.
This is
It's very
happening
easy to put a blame on
the
somebody.
men, on the men,
Yes.
because the society is weaker. Because seeing the man as a this weaker point of sex. That is the thing I wanted to tell you. Excellent, ma'am. So you can.
Very true. Thanks for bringing about the another book that is 100 tips for safety. Definitely, if people go together with these two books, they'll definitely benefit a lot. Thank you.
Wonderful, madam. It's a good book, a good speech by Mr. Madan Mohan Malavia. Actually, there are a number of books on Ramayana, Idihasa, Shakespeare and all. We should write more on what we see, what we experience.
True.
That is more needed. My final word is, I really differ from what my friend said. In India or everywhere, 50% plus or minus population is women. We cannot ask them to be away from the media, social media. I'm not boasting. I'm in Facebook for 12 years. I have 500 people who tell me as my women, I am telling, as my father, brother, like that. So what we should advise the ladies is be cautious. Whenever anybody goes a little ahead, you just unfriend them, block them. So what is your opinion on this? Women coming in social media. That's the only question. Final. Thank you.
True. So coming in social media is definitely not a harm at all, right? But we should know whom we are friending with when it comes to social media. Just having random 1,000 followers, 2,000 followers doesn't matter. How many of them you really know, it matters a lot. Just because a Tom, Dick and Harry had sent you friend request, if you accept that, there are chances that you might land up in some issue, right? So only if we know that person, only if we have mutual connections with that person, then it's advisable to accept the friend's request. Okay. And even then, this is called a cyber bullying and cyber crime, right? So people are so open in social media. They share their selfies. I mean, girls, they are very addicted to the number of likes and comments that comes in social media, right? I remember very well, there was a college from there was a girl from ABC college. I don't want to name the college. She was into modeling, and whenever she puts some photo, there would be so many likes and so many comments. Just because of getting that likes and comments, she'll regularly post the photos. There are chances that somebody might use those photos in some other forms and do a harm to that girl, right? So we have to be very cautious on what is it that we are sharing in social media. So I'm trainer, and trainers like me, we do post our training photos and training related messages. But then I'm very minimal in posting my personal personal things in social media, because that's none of their business. What's happening in my home, or this is my daughter, this my elder daughter, and nobody wants to know that. Even if they want to know, they'll come home and they'll know it. My close people will know it anyways. So it's none of my business to put in social media and let the media know that, see, these are the people, or I'm going here, I'm checking in there. That's not required at all. So let's be cautious on what we are posting in social media. If it makes sense to others, if people learn from that, then yes, let's do that. Otherwise, let's restrict ourselves from putting all the craps over there. That's what I would say. So thank you very much for that question, sir.
Final question.
Okay.
So based on the glimpse he gave about the book and so what you have said, I can understand that you have given more concern on the issues the women are facing in the current scenario. And based on the title, I understand that you are trying to put in the solution to solve that. So when it comes to the solution, so I can understand there are two perspectives. One is being more self precautions and self cautious about the happenings, and the ways the woman can note அதை எப்படி எதிர்கொள்றது அப்படின்ற ஒரு விஷயமா இருக்கு. So
How to face the things, yeah.
How to handle that. So அந்த ரெண்டு விஷயத்துல என்னன்னா, முதல் விஷயத்துல நம்ம அதிகம் when we stress more on that, so what I think is it is stopping the progress of the woman in the society. So it is again making them go back. So இப்போ வெளியே வர்றதுனாலதான் உங்களுக்கு பிரச்சனை, நம்ம திரும்பி நீங்க வீட்டுக்குள்ளேயே இருந்தா இந்த பிரச்சனை வரதில்லை அப்படின்றதுதான் அந்த முதல் விஷயத்துல நம்ம அதிக ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் பண்ணும் போது அந்த நோக்கி போகுதோ அப்படின்றது எனக்கு தோணுது. So the second, so when you come out, when you face the issue, how to handle that. So அங்க அந்த விஷயத்துல நம்ம அதிக கவனம் கொடுக்கணுமோ அப்படின்னு எனக்கு தோணுது. So what your I want to understand what your take on that.
Thanks a lot for those points. So when I started first to talk about I'm after Madhus's review, when I opened up my talk, the first thing I said was, sir said that girls should be cautious and stuff, but then I say we should be having our freedom and we should live our life, right? So we cannot restrict anybody. It's their life, it's their choice. The choice has to be made cautiously. That's it. That's what we are saying. Be cautious, know whatever you're doing, and be ready to face if something happens out of that, right? And the second point, how we should face that, how we should come out of that, that is the most important thing, because while reviewing, sir had also told in one of the stories that after this issue a girl quit her job. Okay, and the parents, I mean, in one of the stories I would have told, அதுக்கு தானே பட்டணத்துக்கு போய் வேலை பார்க்கறான்னு சொன்னேன், நீ வந்து எங்க வீட்டுக்கே வந்துரு, okay, we'll take care of you, or you can do some odd job here. But no, she has a higher dream of working in an MNC, having that exposure. So just by quitting her job or going back to her village, she'll not fulfill her dreams. Nobody can do that, right? Nobody can stop that. We have all the rights of achieving our dreams in all the right manner. So we are here to face all the challenges, and books like this will make people more bolder and more courageous to face such things. And definitely awareness is a great key to success. So that's why we are aiming here. Thank you.
மேடம், உங்களுடைய அந்த உண்மை சம்பவங்கள், கதைகள், அது எல்லாமே ஒரு விஷயத்த சொல்லுது. பெண்கள் வெளில வர்றாங்க, வளர்றாங்க. ஆனா ஆண்கள் இன்னும் நாகரிகம் அடையல. men have to be civilized. அதுதான் மெசேஜ். தேங்க்யூ.
Thank you for putting that as a bold message, sir. But then ma'am சொன்னாங்க, behind my success there are lots of men. Okay, so it's true for all the women who are out there, who are shining, who are bright, who are coming up. There are lots of men who are supporting us. Inikuda enga husband, he is at home, he is taking care of other kids. Otherwise I couldn't be here delivering this speech, right? So that way definitely men are helping women out there to succeed in their all the other activities. In fact, I would like to quote a small video that was shared. ஒரு பொண்ணு வந்து தனியா நடந்து போயிட்டு இருக்கா. ஸோ பின்னாடியே ஒரு எம்ப்ளாயி நடந்து வந்துட்டு இருக்காரு. ஓகே, அது ஏதோ ஃபாலோ பண்ற மாதிரி இருக்கு அப்படின்னு நம்ம நினைக்கிறோம். பட் தென் ஹீஸ் லைக், ஐ எம் ஹியர், யூ ஒர்க் ஆன் சேஃப்லி, ஐ டேக் கேர் ஆஃப் யூ, தட் நோபடி எல்ஸ் ஹார்ம்ஸ் யூ அப்படின்ற மெசேஜ் சொல்றாங்க. தென் ஆஃப்டர் தட் ஷீ டிராவல்ஸ் இன் ஆட்டோ, ஐ கெஸ். அதுல போகும்போது ஆட்டோ டிரைவர் வந்து we suspect that he might do something, but again he is like, you're like my sister, so don't worry, it's my responsibility to take you home safely. Then after she reaches home also, he walks her to her home. Okay, there again he's re-insisting the fact that we are there to support you. So likewise, definitely I would thank all the men out there who are supporting all the women for succeeding in their life. Yes, there are a few people here and there who are creating little obstacles, but then yes, this is a world where we are ready to face all the challenges and come out of all these issues. Thank you.
I would like invite Madan sir to honor the author of the book, Yasode Damodaran.
சார் மேலே ஏறி சரியா நில்லுங்க.
Come here, Madan sir.
பயந்து பயந்து
இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் பேர் கொஸ்டின்ஸ் கேட்கணும்னு சொன்னாங்க. ஒலி சார் வந்து ஈவெண்ட்க்கு வராட்டியும் யூடியூப் லைவ்ல பார்த்துட்டே இருப்பாரு. இஸ் வெரி கான்சியஸ் அபவுட் த டைம். கரெக்டா 1.5 hours வி ஹேவ் டு கவுண்ட். பட் ஒரு மீட்டிங் கூட 1.5 hours முடிக்க மாட்டோம். இன்னும் கொஸ்டின்ஸ் கேட்க ஆர்வமா மக்கள் இருப்பாங்க. வெரி ஹாப்பி ஃபார் தட். பட் ஆத்தர் ரிவ்யூவரும் இங்கதான் இருப்பாங்க, அப்படியே கிளம்ப மாட்டாங்க. ஸோ மீட்டிங் முடிச்சதுக்கு அப்புறம் யாரு எது ஷேர் பண்ணாலும் நீங்க தாராளமா அவங்கள்ட்ட வந்து ஷேர் பண்ணிக்கலாம். attendance book நான் பாஸ் பண்றேன். ஸோ எவ்ரி ஒன் மேக் ஷூர் யூ ரைட் யுவர் நேம் அண்ட் கான்டாக்ட் நம்பர், ஸோ தட் அதர் சண்டேஸோட இன்வைட் அனுப்புறதுக்கும் just we need to have a record of how many members are coming. அதனால அது மறக்காம எல்லாரும் பண்ணிருங்க. அப்புறம் நம்ம கிருஷ்ணமூர்த்தி சார் வந்து எல்லாருக்கும் ஸ்வீட்ஸ் வாங்கிட்டு வந்திருக்கிறாரு. ஸோ காஃபி குடிச்சு ஸ்வீட் கொடுத்தா நல்லா இருக்கு, அதுக்காக மீட்டிங் முடிச்சு கொடுக்கலான்னு வச்சுக்கிறோம். ஸோ எல்லாரும் ஸ்வீட்டும் சாப்பிடுங்க, அட்டெண்டன்ஸ் புக்கு ஃபில் பண்ணிருங்க. நம்ம சுனிதா மேம் கூட உமன்ஸ் டேக்கு எல்லாருக்கும் ஸ்நாக்ஸ் ஸ்பான்சர் பண்ணாங்க. நான் சொல்ல மறந்துட்டேன், ரியலி சாரி சுனிதா மேம். உமன்ஸ் டேக்கு வந்து ஷீ ஸ்பான்சர்ட் ஸ்வீட் அண்ட் காரம் டு எவ்ரி ஒன். அண்ட் வி ஆர் சோ ஸ்வீட். வரவங்க வந்து எல்லாரும் இப்படி முன் வந்து ஒரு இது கான்ட்ரிபியூட் பண்றீங்க. வி ஆர் வெரி ஹாப்பி ஃபார் தட். எல்லாரும் ஸ்வீட் சாப்பிட்டு அட்ரஸ் புக் ஃபில் பண்ணிட்டு எந்த கொஸ்டின்ஸாலும் யூ கேன் டிஸ்கஸ் வித் போத் பீப்புள் அண்ட் தேங்க்யூ ஸோ மச்.